the important part.
Yeah. No, good idea. So yeah, last week I was like, oh, there's too many liability issues with that. Like, leaving your kid with these old people, you'd have to do background checks, and kind of looking at it now as like, let me try to find it. Which document is theirs? It's hard to keep them all straight because everyone has their stuff saved differently.
Yeah,
Like some
I
have
go
Word
through
docs,
and
some
I
have
try to
PowerPoint. What's
rename.
that?
I go through and I try to rename quite a few of them, so it's like, okay, it's obvious which ones.
Yeah.
I wish there was a format that they,
Like a template or something?
yeah, a template they have
Yeah.
you do each week, because then everybody is the same each week. So
Mm-hmm.
it's very frustrating to me
It
right now.
is. Yeah, but I think, where is it? Group.
I'm looking at that one right now, so I didn't actually get to look at that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Did,
was like, I saw the potential in it a little bit more. Like it's a center, and there would have to be like a supervising staff, I guess, because
yeah,
my first thought is like, what about a kid getting abused, like physically or sexually, like stuff like that happens, and that's what I meant about like liability issues, like who's watching
yeah,
these
oh yeah,
kids.
I understand that.
Yeah, and so for sure, but
Which is why that one wasn't my choice, is because a really, really cute idea, but I'm like, how are they? Because a lot of elderly people, yeah, they can babysit their own family, but are you going to trust your kids to drop off with some who the heck knows
Yeah, right.
person?
And that's what I said. I was like, if I were a mother, I would not take my kids there. But if it's kind of like I don't know, like an after school thing, like yeah, I could see it. And it's a place they can do homework and just like play Scrabble with an older person. Like it has potential now, but I really do like group twos the most, the creating entrepreneurial opportunity. Um, I think like I think the idea is good, and looking at like
Their
their
PowerPoint
work,
here to
like they
follow.
do very high quality work. Like I love like what they're putting out. Like I think it looks really sharp. Like they know what they're doing, and so they have a good idea. Like they know how to do the work. Like I would have faith in them.
Yeah, I think their work was also easier to follow. It was cleaner.
Yeah, exactly. Like some of these groups, like you open up the Word doc and it looks so sloppy.
Yeah.
Like group fives, like I don't like theirs at all. Like you open it up and it's just like step one, expand blocks of your canvas. And it's like, this isn't readable for me. Like, they just don't have everything they need to, and it's not in like a good format for viewing for like fellow classmates and stuff. And I think group two, like, kind of enough said, I guess, about it, like that
Which
they
is
have my
why
vote
I can
again.
see a point of having a PowerPoint and creating one possibly even this week. And I have
Yeah.
a little bit more time to create something this week. So if we wanted to do that, I could.
Okay. It's
But
if you're the one, this is your actual week doing this?
no, it's Nick's.
Oh, okay.
Last week was my week. Last week was a bad week for me to be a group leader.
Yeah. Some weeks it's just like a perfect storm. It's like, oh, you have like this that you're in charge of and two exams, and
I
like
had
good luck with
so
it.
I had I had a group leader in two of my classes, and then prep work for group leader because I was a group leader this week. But there was a lot of
Oh, I
prep
see.
work this last week for this week's thing because it was a very different week,
Mm-hmm.
and so it was like last week was just horrible.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
so I think we should try to create at least a PowerPoint. It wouldn't be very hard.
I don't think it would be. And sometimes formatting for like charts and like different visual stuff in Word is such a headache that it's like you may as well make or a PowerPoint at that point.
So
So,
let's break this up. You want to do key partners? I'll do key resources.
uh-huh. Wait, let me look at, I think, where's Nick's? Oh, Curtis's. Yeah, so I was unclear. It was so weird because Nick was the one who was like, my flight is going to be midday, so I won't be able to attend the meeting. Sorry for the inconvenience. I'll check my email afternoon, like tomorrow afternoon once I'm back. Thank you, like whatever.
Yeah, and then Curtis
And
said
then,
his.
yeah, but I was like, oh yeah, if you could just email us your choice for group vote, that would be great. And then didn't hear from him, which I understand if he was traveling. And then
Well,
I think Curtis thought we wanted everyone to,
yeah.
or maybe Curtis.
Well, Curtis says
Um,
I think he said he'd try to be here, but he didn't know if he can because it's in
yeah,
the middle of the day, and
that's
it's
right.
so I don't think we're gonna get Curtis for like any of the meetings, to be honest.
Yeah, which it sucks for everyone. I feel kind of most bad for him though, because like none of us had a choice which group we were in. It's just like luck of the
No.
draw,
Well,
kind of. So
had I known Nick's flight was gonna be today instead of yesterday, like he said it was, I would have done this yesterday.
yeah, I mean Monday was hard. Well, I think for me, like I was like Monday is really hard for me and stuff, and it kind of worked out well for me, I guess, because yesterday, like, so I was in LA over the weekend. I thought we were gonna get back like Sunday night. We didn't get back till like 5 a.m. Monday morning
Oh, jeez.
because of the people I was like traveling with. And it was a road trip. There was like an accident that caused a huge delay. They wanted to stop in Vegas on the way back. And it was just like, anyway, mayhem. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So it looks
Yesterday would have
like,
worked better
oh, go
for
ahead.
me. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, yesterday would have been a whole lot better for me because I was
Oh, darn it.
going on a business trip this morning,
Mm,
and I was like, the person, my dad, I was gonna go with, could have left
mm.
after my first meeting, and I could have
Oh, that sucks.
not made my next meeting because I've been at every meeting,
Yeah.
and uh, they would have been totally cool with me missing it. But it was like I really wanted to go,
Oh, I'm sorry.
but I had so many meetings. I wasn't gonna, bail on two meetings, so
Yeah.
especially where we didn't get the boys on this one, so I definitely wasn't gonna bail on this one.
Right. Yeah. Hopefully we can schedule it better next week. Anyway, sorry you missed out on that though. That
I just
sucks.
say it wasn't the. There'll be another one.
Yeah. Um, so it looks like Curtis, like he didn't say like this is my order,
I can't open this
but the
stupid
first one he
email.
suggested was group two. So I mean that's 3 out of 4 of us that say group two. So I think that's our vote. Do you want to do the little write up for it or
You can do
I
it.
okay, I'll do that because if you're so you are doing the PowerPoint for
Technically,
this week? I'm so
technically, I
confused.
do it this week because I was the. I don't know anymore. Technically, I'm supposed to do it this week because I was the group leader last week, and Nick's supposed to submit the work this week because he's the group leader this week, but he's not
Wait,
here.
like you're supposed to be the one to pull everything together
For what? For group
for
leader?
the not for the group vote, for the like the group assignment this
No,
week.
Nick does that.
Oh, okay.
But I don't
That's
know if
what
I
I
want
thought. I
to.
was like so confused. I was like, I thought last week was your week. I'm
Yeah,
like,
no, I'm supposed to submit the group vote, but because Curtis wasn't here last week, I didn't want to just tell him he has to submit this, and
oh, yeah. So I can
I have
submit
a
it.
really
I
hard
don't
time
care.
relying on people to submit things when they can't or don't show up to the meeting.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And like the email, like you email back really fast, but the two of them are like a little bit spottier sometimes, which
Yeah.
I mean, it's a schedule thing. Like I'm not complaining about that at all. Like
No,
it's
we'll
hard, I
work
know. So
through it, but that's why I'm like,
yeah.
well, can I just submit it or you submit it because I don't want to rely on Nick to not
Yeah.
get our work and not. I
Just because
really
it's due
I
tomorrow.
don't have to
So yeah,
trust him.
I'll go ahead and do that.
If you want me to submit it, I can submit it. If you want to submit it, you can submit it. I don't care.
I'll just do it this week. Like I'll write it and submit it.
That's the weekly project. Do you want me to do group vote?
No, I thought I was talking about group vote.
No, I'm talking
It's
about
not my week to do the group project.
right. And Nick's not here, so
I we still need to leave it to him. And if there's an issue, then we'll talk to our professor. I'm I mean, if you're the type who like if you want to take it on, fine. I am not going to take on more than like I mean, I've like been taking on additional work. Like, I don't mind writing up the group vote. Like, I don't mind doing a little extra at times to help people out, but I'm not going to like take charge of someone's like major contribution. Like, that's not my place. If there's an issue with it, we'll deal with it when it comes. At least that's me. Like, I'm not going to just assume that they're not going to do it. I think Nick is reliable enough that he'll do it.
I think so. We'll just send out an email saying, well, do we want him to pull together a PowerPoint then?
Yeah, or yeah. I think he'd be fine with that.
We'll submit all our stuff and say, because I mean, I ended up doing quite a bit of editing last week. I mean, I could have done more, but last week was horrible. Anyway.
Yeah, it happens. So yeah, I mean, it's his week. He needs to be in charge. Like, I think he'll do it. I mean, like, he responded to that last email about like, what's your group vote? And like, he didn't just like, he gave reason for it.
Oh, yeah.
You know. So I'm fine. Oh wait, that was Curtis. But yeah, like Nick, I'm fine. Like, he's been to the last, was it just one meeting? No, we've had 2 meetings. Yeah, this is our 3rd.
2 meetings. Nick actually made them, so he just he didn't.
And Curtis is like involved in emails, so like
emails. I'm glad about that.
Yeah, so I'm just going to assume that they're both like totally going to do it. Like, I have faith in them. So.
Okay, so what do we want to assign them? Do we want to just?
Oh, let me go back to that. So lesson 11.
Do we want to just tell those to duke it out and say pick one?
We can hang on just a sec. Let me open it. Yeah, lesson 11. I'm glad we're doing group work actually for the second half of this, just because like there were some weeks leading up to the group work that I like kind of slacked on some things. But now that it's groups, I'm like, people are relying on me. Like, I have to do it. And like,
I know.
It's like very motivating to me.
I'm at the burned out phase where it's like, okay, I could pass not doing anything else the rest of this semester. You don't want to do anything, but it's all group work, so I'm not going to let my group down. So, yeah, don't worry. It's just because I think that I'm not going to let my group down.
Yeah, no, I understand that. And it's a hard feeling. Like, I have a couple more semesters, but I'm like also at that like kind of a burnout feeling. Well, I think I've been better. Like, I've treated myself a little better recently, so I've been like a little bit recharged. But let me go scroll down to teach one another. Yeah, so you said key resources for you.
Yeah, I was just brainstorming when I was looking at it. I'm like, hey, what the heck? I'll start brainstorming some of these. So yeah, I didn't actually do any of the research on the portion of it, but
yeah, let me go down to.
Did they extend these due dates this week too?
Or
is everybody on the same time at the same time?
I think it's the same time for our class, which honestly I'm fine with the group projects being split up. Like, it doesn't feel like too much to me. Like, it yeah.
Even my group assignments, most of my teachers have postponed deadlines, like 2 days just to give you that, basically give you your fall break.
Which is so nice. I was not expecting that.
One of my teachers actually canceled a whole assignment. They just says, here, we're giving you an A on this assignment.
What? That's bomb. Yeah, so one of my classes, like we are done for the week by Wednesday. Like, we have an exam due tomorrow. And then we're done. And then my other class, same thing, like an assignment and an exam due tomorrow, and then we're done. And then like my econ class, they pushed out the due date till Saturday on a couple things, and then this class is normal. So it feels a lot lighter to me.
My whole paper due in my HR class got pushed back a whole week for Thanksgiving.
That's so cool, because I haven't noticed them do that with any other classes for other holidays. Like, it's just like, suck it up and deal with it. Who cares if it's 4th of July? Like, Like,
Other
you're
holidays
serious.
aren't quite as
It's true.
quite as celebrated as like, like nationwide as celebrated as uh or made a big deal of. I mean, 4th of July
It's true.
does, but it's not like you spend a whole day eating.
Yeah. No, it is true.
And we
At
don't go to
this,
school on Christmas, so
yeah. At the same time, though, like I think one of my other group members in another class, she said that like she was an online student last year. I don't know if you were. She was like, yeah, I feel like they've cut us like more slack this year. I don't know if you feel the same or not.
they so have.
Really? You do notice a difference?
Last year, I was so irritated that we got no break. I mean, what is this fall
So
semester?
there was no break really, like
There was
over
like no
Thanksgiving?
break.
Oh,
Literally no break. It was like, "Hey, screw you. Do homework
yeah.
on Thanksgiving."
Forget your family. Yeah. Which is so funny because it's like a
I know.
uh church school, so you would expect them to be like, "Oh, go be with your family."
What I don't get is a lot of these classes are still similarly based on the on-campus class. So why is the schedule
Right. Like so
different?
jacked.
Yeah, it irritates me. But
So
this is
we
my last
can,
semester. I'm done.
yeah, praises,
Except
right?
for I was looking at grad school today. I
You were what?
was looking at grad school today.
Oh, nice. Do you want to do an MBA or what?
I'll get some sort of, whether it be yeah, I'm thinking an MBA. I don't know. I was looking at the difference between, a master's in management versus an MBA and
Yeah.
finding, there's two different degrees that the school I was looking at offers, the MBA or the MS. And
Mm.
I'm trying to decide which one's like, okay, what do I want?
Yeah, what do you want to do with your life? No big deal.
Yeah.
All right, so for the 4 sections, so I'm writing an email right now for the group. So key partners, me, key resources, you. Should I just do alphabetical order, Curtis for customer relationships and marketing, and then Nick for channels?
Um, that works.
Or do you want to switch it? I honestly don't care.
What the heck am I doing? Sorry, somehow I got on week 10 all of a sudden.
I mean, it looks about the same to me. I don't know, maybe I'll do Nick
I
for
don't
the
care
first
which
one.
way it goes. So
Okay, I'll just put Nick for customer for the first one, I guess.
says if you really feel strongly about doing the other one, email each other.
I really feel strongly about what?
Just say, like, if you really feel strongly about not
Oh,
doing the one we assigned you,
feel free to switch
feel
if
free
you
to
want.
switch, but make sure that you're both in agreement
Yeah.
and one doesn't get done twice.
Yeah. So I'm going to put Nick. Switch.
And all work to be completed by Friday at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
I guess that kind of is up to Nick. Can he work on it after that?
I'm going to say, please send your work to Nick. Let me spell that right. To Nick. Bye.
And realistically, I'll probably have at least most of my stuff other than interviews done by. Oh, let's use the same document for interviews. That made it quite easy to organize.
Well, that's what I set it up for, so that like we can just like all add it to the same one going forward. Please send your work. Okay. Um, unless he requests a different time. Um, please also complete 4, 2, 2, 3 interviews.
Dang, I don't even have any extra people coming for Thanksgiving that I can talk to. I'm gonna actually have to go somewhere.
Say that again?
I don't even have extra people coming for Thanksgiving, so I'm gonna actually have to go talk to people.
Oh. Yeah, I talked to like a few people I know, but I'll branch out more this time.
Did you actually get to your 100 interviews for the first half of the term?
No, I did not. Like, not anywhere close. Because, like I told you, I kind of slacked on some things, like on the individual work. That was a big one. So, like, I think there was maybe only like I think there were like 2 weeks where I got 10 interviews.
I never got 10.
It was hard. Like, and especially like for me, I was trying to talk to just hairstylists. And so, like, I was like messaging like all these people I know, because like I know a ton of hairstylists because I am one. And then like I interviewed an esthetician who would also benefit from the app and stuff like that. I interviewed her in person, but yeah, it was hard. And there were a lot of interviews that were just like friends and stuff, like, hey, what do you think of this? Like, here's my MVP. Like, do you think it's a good idea? What would you change? Like, yeah, it was tricky. How many interviews would you say you got? What?
How many interviews did I get?
Mm-hmm.
You said how many interviews did I get?
Yeah.
Maybe half.
I don't even know if I got half. It was rough.
Are you actually
Like
going to create this app that you're doing?
huh?
Are you actually going to create this?
Yes. So I'm kind of making a pivot now, honestly. So I think what I'm going to do is start, because I listen to like a lot of podcasts for like there's one I listen to like called How I Built This, which is about entrepreneurs. That's really good. And they interview like major entrepreneurs. Like, I mean, they've had what's his name? Mark Cuban, like people like that, like incredible people. And I listen to that and like the investors podcast, and that's more about like stock market investing and stuff like that. But they have a variety of people on there. And where was I going with this? But one of those, well, I guess that several of those interviews kind of got me thinking a little differently. And so I think what I'm going to do first is start a YouTube channel, do it kind of like podcast style. Um, and basically like talk about like different points of business within like running your own rental booth, like as a stylist, and like give people basically free information that way. And then once I build up like a lot of followers, then I think it would be really easy to get funding for an app. And I mean, there's like marketing too, like kind of taken care of. I like would have roots already for that. But yeah, I want to. What's that?
I got 35 interviews. I just counted them.
I think I was about the same. Yeah, when I was like finished with the project and I was looking at that, I was like, how in the world would we have gotten 100 interviews?
You would have had
Because
to talk to more than 10 a week.
we didn't even do it for 10 weeks. And if we were doing 10 a week, like, hello. But anyway.
Well, we turned it in on like week 9.
Yeah. I know, exactly. And I mean, we didn't do any interviews the first or maybe even second week, I think. So, okay, make any necessary.
That was tangent.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fun to talk about other stuff. Make any necessary changes to. Let me see where else. The EMC and pivots you've made. Okay. And I wish we'd talked about the group submission, like grading each other for participation thing, because I'm the type, like, I'm not going to screw people over. Like, if they're making an effort, like, Nick isn't here, like, whatever, like, Curtis has been doing his best through email. Like, I'm not gonna like screw them and be like, oh, 80%, you know, like, I'm gonna give, like, as long as people are consistent like this and turning in their part, like, definitely 100 every time. Like,
Yeah.
that's just my
I mean, if they
viewpoint.
get their work done,
Yeah.
that's, I just created another
Shareable doc.
doc that's just the BMC, and I copied and pasted last week's over, so we can just.
Oh, okay, awesome. Shared with me.
So that's all that's there is the canvas, essentially.
Hang on just a sec.
So this week we're talking about
Wait a second. Hang on.
grow. We've already established that somewhat.
Yeah, I guess we should develop it further, though.
Yeah, that's what I mean, is we've already established that somewhat, but I think we can go even deeper with it. So.
Oh, there it is. It just showed up.
Yeah, okay. It takes a minute sometimes. So.
But we need to. So is this the original canvas? Do you have a copy of it, of the original, saved somewhere so that we can see the progression each week? So like this was week 10, 11, 12, so on and so forth. Because I think he'll want to see the progression of it, just like he did for our individual projects.
It's in our PowerPoint.
Oh, okay. Would you want to make it so it's labeled individually, so it's not just one BMC, but like kind of copy and paste a new one? What's that?
Document. I was planning on creating another document with all that. I was just creating on one that we could edit each week.
Oh, okay. So that it will save it like
that was
this
just one
week
that we could
11,
edit, and then we'll copy and paste it into the document.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for doing that.
So here's.
No, this looks good.
Here's our original.
Like from last week?
No, that's 2 weeks ago.
The one you just posted, BMC?
That's from last week, yeah. I figure we can just edit it this week, because we don't need to necessarily type out a new one each and every week.
Okay, but where will we have a copy of? Would it be possible to keep separate files for each one and label them like this is like BMC lesson 10, BMC lesson 11, so on and so forth? Just so that we can reference them in the future. Okay, cool. So this is last week's.
Did that just change on your
yeah, it did. And then so do you want to copy and paste it onto a new one and do lesson? This is week 11, so that we can edit that one. Just because like I really do, like, I think our professor is going to want like.
I don't think he's going to want all of them. I think he's going to want the first one and the last one.
Okay.
Like he did before.
Okay. But maybe just as like a safeguard.
All right.
I don't know.
I just did that wrong. Crap. Make a copy. There we go. Rename. Lesson 11. Oops, that says 12. All right, now you should be able to see, that. And I know it's called copy. I don't want that. All right, you want to include that in the email. Say, edit the BMC on lesson 11 this week.
Yeah, I will. It's not showing up. So it says BMC lesson 11.
Yeah.
There it is. Okay, just showed up. Let me add that to the email right now. Where did that email go? Oh, it's on a separate window. Okay.
My computer is going so slow.
BMC. That's frustrating. The end of last semester, like a week before finals, my last laptop started dying. Like, honestly, it was a miracle, like tender mercy. It lasted through finals because it was like the weekend after finals. I was like trying to use it to like shop for a new laptop on the laptop, and it like I couldn't even search. Like the internet wasn't working. Like it was going so slow. Like it was just like malfunctioning like majorly. It's crazy. So hopefully yours survives like through the semester.
It's a brand new laptop. It's just being slow today.
Oh, that's dumb. What kind do you have?
It's an Lenovo.
Oh, those are awesome.
I hate it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Lenovo's are like the best business laptops, at least according to a lot of people. That's like what they're known for.
If I recall, they've been taken over by somebody else.
Oh, have they? So maybe they're not as good anymore. But yeah, that's like.
Well, I think actually no, they combined with IBM, which is why this is an IdeaPad.
Well, they've been IdeaPads for a long time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is that they combined with IBM, and so this is an IdeaPad, and I think they've now gone the same route as Vizio is going, and they're using cheap parts. Anyway, okay, I just created a lesson 9 BMC as well.
Oh, so that was back in 2005 that Lenovo bought IBM's ThinkPad line of PCs. So, okay. I was like, they bought IBM? How in the world would they do that? Okay. Interesting.
IBM is...
So, that, interviews, update Canvas.
You should be able to see the lesson 9 now too, so.
Oh, sweet. I'm sure it's, I closed that tab, but like I trust it's there.
That way we can compare as well.
Yeah. All right, let me open this. Explain pivots you made. Okay.
Do we want to run, oh, what did I do? Do we want to just put our work in here and then he can pull it off of this?
Work in here where?
Just paste our, kind of like we did last week, just put your key partners, findings in here. And that's
like on a document there?
Yeah, on the same document our canvas is on. Just down below it. Then it'll all be together and we can all see it.
That's a good idea. And that way it keeps us from having like excess docs.
Yeah.
Okay, I like that. Okay, so customer relationships, marketing, Nick, channels, Curtis, Curtis and Nick, feel free to switch your portions if you'd like. Please send your work to, submit
your work into the
yeah,
BMC
I'm gonna change that. So please add your work to the BMC lesson 11 document. Below the canvas.
I have too many tabs open.
I always do. It's like my computer's like, what do you want from me?
Why my computer's running slow.
Oh, yeah.
That and I've been streaming all day, so I'm probably working the heck out of my internet.
Please add your work to the BMC Lesson 11 document below the canvas by Friday night at 8 p.m. unless Nick requests a different time. Please also complete your 2 to 3 interviews and add the info to the spreadsheet. In the area. Make any necessary changes to the BMC Oh. In to reflect. This week. Make any necessary changes to the BMC to reflect your assigned work from this week. Explain pivots you've made. Anything else you want to say in the email?
You mentioned the interviews into the interview.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I was in and out thinking of
You're
my
fine.
own things here. Nick, you are in charge of submitting it this week. If you didn't do that.
Oh, I'll do that.
And if you we can see if he submitted it because it actually comes across on ours.
Yeah, from today's.
If I log on Saturday night at like 9 o'clock, I'm submitting my own.
Yeah.
What time does it do? 11?
Yeah.
Yeah, if I log on then and I can't get a hold of him, I'm going to be freaking out and like, okay, I'm just going to do this. I'll send you a copy so you have it or whatever. I says, well, just, I don't know. If I submit it, then it'll get submitted, but like Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
I think Nick will do it though. He said he'd check his emails. He'll see that if he has a problem and isn't able to submit it, I trust that he'll say, can somebody else please do it?
Yeah, I think he's smart enough to ask for help for sure. Group vote. I will write.
Have you taken that class? I'll do group vote.
You want to?
Theoretically, okay. I'm supposed to.
Okay, go for it then.
We decided on, let's just
group 2-1 again. I'm adding that, like group 2.
Just add Y.
1 again. Well, I mean, Curtis. Well, I mean, you're gonna write Y in the.
Oh, I meant just to tell Nick why.
Why they won?
Yeah. Because you were outvoted and weren't here. Didn't send your.
Well, I mean, he wasn't outvoted, but and if you want, but if I list why, that's basically the group vote submission. Like,
whatever.
I'll just put group 2-1 again. Haley, because I don't think he'll care about why too much. At least that's my thing. Did you say Nick or Curtis? Which one? It was Curtis who sent in his vote.
Curtis sent his in. Nick did not.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm just gonna say group 2-1 again.
I wonder if Curtis should submit the group vote this week because he was supposed to submit it last week.
I don't know. Either way, make a decision. Like, I mean, I'm fine either way as long as someone does it.
Have Curtis do it. He's already typed one up.
He's already what?
He's already typed the basis of it up. Okay. If I can read it right now. Just say, Curtis, it is your turn to submit the group vote.
And it actually is his assigned turn?
Last week was, but.
Curtis. Okay. Whose turn was it the first week? Oh, wait, no, we didn't have anything. That's right. Okay.
So it's whoever led last week is supposed to submit it, but I just did it last week because Curtis was not here. And I don't know. It's just confusing. This class just.
Will you please? Why? Please. Write our. Oh, words are hard sometimes. Will you please Right. And explanation elaborating why.
Only needs to be like 2 to 3 sentences, I believe.
I'll add Haley and I really liked how clean and professional
Yeah, that was essentially what I was saying.
their work was.
Writing
Yeah.
why. Not, basically listing our reasons.
Yeah.
So the others were on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Continue.
So what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
I don't know yet. Something with my boyfriend though. He's from India. So I mean like Thanksgiving is like whatever to him. And but like I mean he's excited about it, but I'm trying to figure out if we're going to go to my oldest brother and his wife's place. Like they haven't actually invited us. They might have a lot going on. I'm not sure what they're doing. But if that doesn't work, we'll go to like one of my aunt and uncle's houses. What about you?
Just staying home and doing it with my family here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Are your parents nearby?
My parents. I actually live in my parents' basement. We've renovated their basement, and so
No way.
I'm actually having Thanksgiving at my portion of the house. So
that's funny. What's that?
I am doing Thanksgiving. Oh boy.
Are you cooking the turkey?
I've done it before. My mom's taught me before, but we're trying something new this year.
What are you doing?
We're cooking in a roasting pan instead of like the oven. So
you're doing a roasting pan? Oh, like one of the electric ones you plug in?
Yeah, I mean.
I've had them cooked that way, and they always have turned out well when I've had them.
Oh yeah, I trust that it will. So
yeah.
So you work at So I work at an Indian restaurant actually.
Are you serious? Which one?
Royal India. It's in Bountiful.
Royal India. Maybe we'll have to go there sometime because I'll have to ask him if he's tried it too, because like obviously like he eats Indian like all the time. And so he has his favorite places. Like he doesn't think Bombay House is that good. He likes Saffron Valley. And then there's like this one in South Jordan that's like probably the best called Flavors of India. So Royal India, that's on the list.
It's somewhat similar to Bombay House, but
okay, yeah.
It's its own little twist. Bombay is actually owned by my boss's brother.
Really?
So
okay.
Similar style.
Yeah, I would see that.
But I mean, everybody likes their own different things. Some people say, "Oh, this one's the most authentic I've ever had."
Yeah.
Dude, Taste of India freaking sucks. I can't stand people that say that because it's like you go in there and it's like eating cat throw up.
Where's Taste of India? I haven't even heard of that one.
There was one in West Jordan, there was one in Bountiful, and then there was one in Layton. It was a chain. They've each sold off. They've each sold off to individual owners now.
I wonder if it became Flavors of India. Well, it might be in South or West Jordan. It's in one of them. It's like in that area.
One of them might be.
It's called Flavors of India, and it was like mind-blowingly good. And Ashok, my boyfriend, he was like, "Yeah, this is like super authentic." Like,
so I mean, my owner was. What I don't get is people come in and say, "Oh, this isn't authentic." It's like, dude, he grew up in India.
Yeah, and like
not be authentic.
Well, and here's the thing too, like India is so big, and like this is the same with Korea. Like you're gonna have different flavors and like intensities of flavors in the South versus in the North of India. Like there's going to be variance. Like think about like America with pizza, like how much pizza, which is super Americanized now, like how much it varies from place to place.
From Chicago to San Francisco, what the difference is between the two.
Yeah.
So that's what just boggles my mind and ticks me off that people, oh, this is not authentic. This is horrible. This isn't authentic. It's like, how much more authentic can you get? He's
Yeah.
from India. He's just from a different part than you.
Yeah. For real.
Which is
I'm looking
why
up the
your
restaurant.
boyfriend doesn't like Bombay House but likes one place.
He what?
Which is like why your boyfriend doesn't like Bombay House versus flavors that he likes flavors of India.
Yeah.
So
Your place has really good reviews. It's like 4.6 on Google reviews.
that's our Sandy location. We have 2 locations.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Wait, it shows for Bountiful on this one.
no, you're on Google. Yeah, we have decent reviews.
Yeah, that's really good, actually. Like, I feel like 4 and above is like pretty decent for a
We
restaurant.
have
So
4 stars on
4.6.
Yelp. We've had a
Okay. Yeah, I
lot
do
of
see that.
lately, so
You've had a lot of what?
really good reviews lately.
That's nice.
The only thing we struggle with, honestly, is our service. And it's not that we don't
Is
give
it
good
slow
service.
or inaccurate or what?
Oh no, we give too good of service. That's the problem, is we're too
How is that
aggressive with our
possible?
service. Yeah, how is that possible? We don't
Uh-huh.
leave people alone. We don't have sections. We're so small that because we don't know if somebody else has checked on them,
Everyone
somebody
checked?
else might check on them too quick, and some people get irritated. Other people think, this is great. I'm always getting what I want.
Yeah, I
I
see.
never have to stop and wave somebody down.
Mm-hmm.
It's all exactly like the food thing. People prefer different things. Some people like
Yeah.
to come in, they get their food, they don't talk to me until you bring me my check, please. I will flag you down if I need you. Others are
Yeah.
my glass, I take one swallow of my drink, you need to refill it.
Yeah. People want different things. This review is funny. Best Indian food. I'm in Bountiful, Utah, but that's not a high bar, which is true. Like it's Bountiful. It's not gonna have like
Yeah.
exotic cuisine. Super funny. Yeah, I'll have to go. Are you a server there or what?
I'm actually a manager.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm
Sweet.
only there on Mondays though because I kind of quit and they talked me into one night a week. So
Kind of quit.
I'm
All
only
right.
there Monday nights, coming on a Monday.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Our best crew actually works Mondays.
Obviously. I'm just kidding. Cool.
Well, it's just how it happened.
Uh-huh.
My best girl works on, well, she works Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. But because who it's just paired with, it ends up being the best crew.
That's nice. Yeah, different people like complement each other. All right. So let me sum up. So I put group vote, group 2-1 again. Curtis, since I wrote our explanation why last week, will you please write an explanation elaborating why and submit it, please? Thanks. Haley and I really liked how clean and professional their work was. The idea is also developing in a good direction. So, I mean, he can add that to what he wrote, and it's long enough, I figure.
And I'll write next week's group vote.
Okay, sweet.
And
then
we'll all take turns. I don't care if it happens in the way he wants it to.
and it's like a 5-minute assignment. Like who?
Yeah.
And then group work assignments, as assigned. Feel free to switch, Nick and Curtis. And then please add your work to the BMC Lesson 11 document below the Canvas by Friday night at 8 p.m. unless Nick requests a different time. Please also complete your 2 to 3 interviews and add the info to the spreadsheet in the designated area. Make any necessary changes to the BMC to reflect your assigned work from this week. Explain pivots you've made. Anything else?
No, but I'm thinking they're not.
Let's talk about a meeting next week.
Oh, can we just do it at the same time next week?
Okay.
It's easier if it's at the same time, and then
it's like scheduled.
I plan my stuff accordingly, and
yeah.
So, which reminds me, I don't think we talked about that in my last meeting because we bumped up the meeting too.
Mm-hmm.
And we've done it all semester long on, Wednesdays, but now I'm thinking Tuesday is going to be better. It just gets my stuff done earlier.
Yeah.
It's motivated. Anyway, you know what? They're probably not going to switch, and I think that just makes it confusing to,
Yeah.
That just take that part out.
Okay. I think that's fair. And I think they're both the type to be okay with it. Like, just tell me what to do. Like, we'll do it.
Yeah. So. I mean, when they're not here, they're just like, you know what? Just sign me.
Yeah.
They're cool. They realize that's the gamble they're going to take not being here.
Yeah, that is true. I am going to put next meeting Tuesday 28th at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Please let us know how this works. We're trying to keep it consistent week to week, though.
Can you do it? Can you do it earlier on Tuesday?
A little bit. I could do like noon.
Okay.
I have like what?
Noon's definitely not good. That's lunch hour.
Okay. Yeah, because I have like stats in the morning, and I always work out Tuesday morning before stats, and so then I shower after stats and like prep for this. So
yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so 2 p.m. Please let us know.
I was just like, if you could do it like at 11, then.
Oh, I wish. It'd be nice. And then there are weeks like this, like that meeting went till 10, so it's just like it's kind of unpredictable. It's usually 8 to 9 though.
I have a group meeting at 8 on Tuesdays as well. It was on Wednesdays, but I think we're gonna move it to Tuesdays. So
trying to keep it consistent. Okay. I think that's all we need. I'll send this out. And yeah, we know what we're doing, so and they'll know what they're doing as well.
Yeah,
so
I'm pretty much done with my assignment, so I'm gonna clean it up, and I have to do the the financial portion of it.
Okay,
whatever.
Awesome.
Other than that, I'm like done.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks for meeting.
Yeah, thanks. We'll see you next week.
All right. Have a good week.
Yep, you too.
Thanks. Bye.